he'll get life without parole. Never see the outside again. Tell him what happened when they get caught up with that damn drive-by, what they gonna do to him. Yeah. And for a dumbass, unexplainable, unexcusable murder, life.
Jumped off the JFK to the BX way. I hold my square down firm, any part of the planet. Can't forget about Sean Bell, Mike Brown, Louima, Medina. Down the Mecca flow, stack it, let that money go swish. Now who's better than this? Ice show list. Get R. Kelly to take a wet piss on your bitch. Mama said ain't no pause button, anyone could get it. He hit it, but it's button to me, stunting to me. Frontin' ass niggas in my presence, getting levitated, hated, beloved. Knock them out and throw them doves, kid. Fought them to the desert with this. Jaws the scientist, hook that batch up. Hope them sorry fools act up, give me reason to trip. We in the belly of the beast, let them things out. Fuck your sheriff and that pink house, let them things out. Fuck your sheriff and that pink house, let them things out. Fuck your sheriff and that pink house.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a diamond stuck in some concrete. I'm on beach, you know me, I stays with the masterpiece. I'm a master beast, causing casualties. One wrong move, that's a fatality. What a tragedy. Why you wanna go and hurt your own self? That's so embarrassing. You better listen to Rocky's wife. You know you can't win. Keep pounding you out till you just submit. Stop talking, motherfucker. We don't hear that shit. Don't beat me in the head with a bunch of bullshit. Better go somewhere with that dumbass shit. Keep it gangsta over here, ain't got time for that shit. When I see you, motherfucker, I'ma bust your shit. You gon' fuck around, make me empty my whole clip.
Let the thing.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's that time. Okay, it's a Thursday today. I'm Dr. Jaws Imperial. I got Big Freeze, and I got MFC in the building. How you doing, MFC? How you doing, Big Freeze? Somebody, anybody? Everybody, good afternoon, depending where you at on the planet. Yes, Big Freeze is in the chipper. Yeah. I got my boy. Yeah, big ass B in the building. You got some big haters already. Yes. How's everybody doing? MFC, you good over there? Yeah. You good up in the Bronx? Yeah, you doing a 1-2-1-2 move? Huh? Doing a hand on. Remember they used to call that the hand on? Hand to hand. Doing a hand to hand sale. Some edibles up in the BX still. Yeah, we gotta get free one of them chicken edibles. Yeah, you ain't lived till you had a 500 fried chicken edible. Boy, I'm telling you, allegedly. Yes. But yeah, we got some crazy stuff today. It's Thursday, man. Not even a weekend.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this week went kind of quick.
Always, but you know, I hate to bring abuse, especially with children up in the building. But man, there's what's that rapper's name? Travis Dose.
Yeah, Travis Dose.
Okay, and yeah, he's bad boy. Him and his wife. Check it out.
News from the 8 News Now investigators. Metro Police arresting 2 parents accused of beating 6 children.
Whoa.
Prosecutors say one of those children was kept in a locked dog kennel. 31-year-old Travis Doss and 33-year-old Amanda Stamper, each facing charges. We were the only media there in court today.
All 6 children have permanent, lasting loop marks on their bodies and all over their bodies from the abuse inflicted by this defendant.
Police say they threatened to shoot one child with a BB gun. Police say Stamper was also victimized, but let the alleged abuse continue before escaping with her biological child, a 7th, also living in that home. The couple is due back in court on Wednesday.
Wow. How would you even be with somebody like that?
And the sad thing about it, there's two when they went in there was 2 dog cages, because what the mother did, she called from a drugstore and called the authorities because she was feared for her life. And so when they went in, they found 2 dog cages, and one dog cage was a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old that was starved, and they was in really bad shape and beaten and stuff like that. And the 11-year-old explained that the father would get a large thing of French fries from McDonald's, and all these 7 kids had to share that one thing of French fries, and that was a meal.
Wow.
And this is crazy. Plus, they found, besides the 7, the 9, and 11 being found in the door cage locked. Okay, there was 4 other kids they found in the one bedroom with 2 dogs.
Damn, that's bad. That's bad business.
Yeah. So this was.
Yeah, somebody check your phone in the back. But yeah, so abusing kids like that, they're gonna flip on each other. There was a case years ago. I remember when I was a kid. Was that Heidi Nussbaum case? Okay,
Yep.
where it was a bunch of
Joe
abuse.
Steinberg.
Yeah, Joe Steinberg, Heidi Nussbaum, and she basically was able to put the blame on him. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. And with this, too many kids.
Yeah, that was a lot of kids, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
And he's a rapper in Vegas, and they said that on his videos and stuff, he claims all this money, this, that, and whatever. And meanwhile, these are his kids. She only had one biological kid out of the 7, but the other 6 kids were his kids. And this treatment was for all of them.
But no matter, they deserve everything they're gonna get.
Yep.
Yeah, but they regardless if that was his kids or not, you don't treat nobody, even an adult in that manner. You don't put somebody in cages. That's if they with it, that's your little, your thing that you guys are into. That's something different. But you don't just go and. But yeah,
that's
she's definitely
horrible. Yeah,
nah, it ain't no excuse for that.
Yep.
I knew it was something, one of them guys that was claiming to have all this money in his songs, and he ain't shit.
Our camera and then trying to hide. He's charged with 42 counts, most of them for child abuse.
Look at that.
After Metro Police rescued 6 children age 11 and younger left home alone, 2 of them locked in a cage, one boy abused so badly he could barely walk. The 8 News Now investigators now also uncovering there's a warrant for Dawson, South Carolina for aggravated assault since January. And just a couple of days before that was issued, North Myrtle Beach police say his wife, Amanda Stamper, was arrested for violating felony probation related to drug charges in Tennessee. Stamper is also charged with child abuse and neglect for failing to intervene sooner. Prosecutors say abuse dates back to at least 2019. Stamper called 911 a month ago. She claims Doss was also abusing her and forcing her to sell sex.
I tried to stop him anytime he did anything. Then he would just attack me.
Both are expected back in court next week. Doss had agreed to an interview with us, but then said this.
Yeah, I would like my lawyer present.
Why did you think it was okay to put 2 children in cages?
I don't think you heard me. I said I'm innocent, and I would like my lawyer to be present.
It appears Doss has been trying to make it as a rapper going by the name Trap Montana. He's also made several social media posts showing him spending time with his kids and painting a very different picture from what we saw actually happening inside that apartment. Vanessa Murphy.
Wow. So basically he was fronting.
Yep.
Yeah, he was fronting. He was doing a DJ Bello. So yeah, that's what happens when there's no future in fronting. But he's definitely gonna get the brunt of the deal. I could just tell, I'm quite sure the lawyers talked to the female, the wicked mother. Man.
Yeah, but she's gonna get something too, because like they said, she had another warrant and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you didn't hear the part of MFC. She called a month ago, and they use these things. Okay, she was under duress, and he had her. The Stockholm syndrome. She's gonna, she's gonna, put the white tears, and this is the reality. And the sad part is she's just as guilty as he is. Why? Because this went on for a length of time.
Yeah. And the sad thing about it is that, what about neighbors? Did no one realize that these kids, they weren't in school, or they didn't, because normally if you're in school and you start missing days, they start calling you and things like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the school system is jacked up in a lot of states now. It's supposed to be like that, but man,
I don't know.
I know it's like that here.
Here in Cali, man, you miss a day, they calling you. Shit, by the end of the
Mhm.
day, they calling you.
Yep.
They play that in LA, shit. They like, even years ago, shit. By the time you get home from school back in the 90s, you get that phone
That's
call.
right.
It's
We get that phone call.
Yeah, all my Spanish friends that their parents couldn't understand English, they was able to get away and shit because they didn't understand. But
That's true.
yeah, so I can now, like I said, yeah, if my son is late to school, shit, they calling me by 10, 11 o'clock. I'm knowing, so man, they got to step up. But yeah, like you said, Freeze, it's some schools that they way behind.
Yeah.
Way behind. But it's no way in hell. But that's why the resources here is we're taking care of immigrants. When here it is, we got cases like this in our home. Where the resources aren't there like that.
Yeah.
The social services definitely, they're a little bit behind where they could be, taking care of things
Right.
like
If they
this.
had more funded and more staff.
Oh yeah. You got a number. Now here's this dude. Look at, he's in videos, flashing money. Like he's just a fronter. And like I said, there's no future in fronting. No future in fronting at all. But yeah, they gonna get it. 40
He
counts.
done.
40
He
counts.
done.
Yep. That was a lot. It's yeah.
Yeah, I would
I
say
don't
he
know.
was.
I have an issue. I have an issue with children being abused anyway. No matter if they're yours or they're not yours. It's just,
Well, I have an issue with people in general.
home is supposed to be your fortress of solitude,
Oh yeah.
and this was their hell.
And those type of things that lead to suicide and stuff like that too.
No, those kids, they got life lasting scars. So what that means is they were tied up for periods of times where those scars are never going to go away. It looks like wells. You ever seen somebody that tried to hang themselves and you know what I mean? They have that rope mark that's not going to go away.
No.
So they got, it's sad, man. Sad how people treat their peoples, man. But this right here, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, I was agreeing with you, and then also the fact that by them all being starved, it's going to be an uphill battle to get the nutrition. They'll definitely be put in foster homes and the nutritional stuff, and it's going to be a lot of work. Not only the mental part, but also the physical part. How long are they sitting in these cages?
Yeah.
And it's so. It's just like prisoners,
This didn't happen just yesterday. I'm quite sure they've been abused since they were born.
That's what they're saying. It was long term.
Yeah, it's not just a light bulb that goes on and says, "Oh, let me just." What I don't get is how you get two couples from different backgrounds and they're both accordance with abusing in that manner. Even extra whipping is not acceptable. You want to spank a kid, I'm all in agreement with that, because my thing is sometimes you got to spare that rod, I believe. But when you're going over, when you're doing it because you're stressed out, or you're doing it just because, like, you don't lock no kid in no damn cage.
No. Or starve them. How you gonna starve, and hurt them, because they not only was caged, they were abused, they were hurt.
God forbid it was a fire or something like that. You're leaving those kids defenseless. That's the first thing. Okay, fire, flood, it could be a storm. Like, you don't never, would you want that to happen?
No. And that's and I believe the older ones, the reason he caged those older ones, because the younger ones, he felt the younger ones couldn't escape. Whereas the older ones, if they were, not locked in there, because they were locked in there, they had to break the lock to get these kids out.
All right, well, we got something even crazier, okay? Here it is. We got a dang judge, okay, looking at Facebook, all right, during the trial. Check this out.
For a murder trial of a man who beat a child to death, decides to go on social media, scrolling, shopping, looking at gifts, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, basically the entire damn time, put up the picture. Full mask. Judge was caught scrolling through Facebook, looking at various imagery while she was overseeing her first trial involving a man accused of beating a 2-year-old to lifelessness. Let me give you background on the judge. Let's keep that picture up for now.
Yeah, keep that up, Hug.
This happened in Oklahoma. So this Oklahoma judge was overseeing a trial for a man accused of beating his girlfriend's son to death. That's already horrific, right? Security footage viewed by the Oklahoman shows the judge looking at her phone during the trial. The district attorney said the judge, quote, spent hours of the trial on her cell phone, per the paper. Judge Tracy Soderstrom, a new judge elected in November,
piece of crap,
oversaw a brutal murder trial that began last month. The case involved 32-year-old Christian Tyler Martzell, who was accused of beating his then girlfriend's 2-year-old son, Braxton Danker, to death. According to the local paper, this was the judge's first case. She began the trial by instructing the jury members to turn off all electronic devices, a common courtroom protocol, so that they could concentrate on the evidence without interruption, end quote. The Oklahoman reported. Soon, the judge proceeded to check her phone. Footage from a ceiling security camera pointed above the judge's bench showed the judge repeatedly checking her device. According to the Oklahoman newspaper, the judge used her phone throughout jury selection, opening statements, and witness testimony. That's everything. That's all of it. At one point, the judge checked her cell phone during a tearful testimony from the victim's mother, Judith Danker. The footage also shows the judge checking Facebook and once again, searching and sending a gift. Courtroom etiquette, let's talk about it. The DA, Adam Panter, said, and I quote, "It is both shocking and disappointing. Jurors are banned from using cell phones in the courtroom during trials because we expect them to give their full time and attention to the evidence being presented. I would expect and hope the court would hold itself to the same standard required of the juror, regardless of the type of case."
Damn, this sounds real deep. Real deep.
Yep.
Yeah. So
All right.
what goes for them doesn't go for us. And we're seeing that time and time again. This is a very serious case. You don't get no more serious than that.
She already had her mind made up that he was guilty anyway. Just to keep, that's what I believe.
Yeah, but
the thing I believe too is she didn't realize, and this is what they're saying. The sheriff's office is saying she didn't realize. She knew there was cameras in the room, but she didn't realize there was a camera behind, looking down on her desk. So, and this was like they said, this is her first case. But again, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is the etiquette. How you say courtroom etiquette? No electronic devices.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good, but that's not obviously case is evident. This is not what goes down.
Yeah,
it's not what goes down. I've been in the courtroom in the 90s, and I felt like the judge was doodling and not even paying attention. I've had that happen with me, so I could imagine, and you hear the crazy things. I have had judges say, to people, look out the tree. Look out the window. You see that tree? And somebody be like, no, there's no tree there. Well, it'll be a tree there by the time you get out. This just things like that. Things that have nothing to, just play the superpower role. Like, you're so above everybody, and that's common sense. Like this is you're telling people to do this, and you're doing that and then some. You're not just looking at your phone. You got a text. You're scrolling through social media. Nah.
Mm-hmm. Or ordering gifts and stuff like this is but so I'm pretty sure they have an investigation going on now. The Oklahoma Council of Judicial Complaints, and she probably could be just I don't know about being
definitely gonna be demoted. I don't know about disbarred, but
demoted.
They'll definitely be demoted. And. But these are things where, come on, you got a 2-year-old that didn't get a fair trial.
All right.
That's true.
Thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. This person should not be a judge. I mean, I think that this is a really, really egregious offense because also it throws the whole case, not just it throws the outcome of the case in doubt, right? Because if there's judicial misconduct, you can go appeal the whole thing. And so I think that this kind of behavior is horrible, right? And I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, I for my last book, I sat in court for 6 months, hearing different trials from mass shootings. And judges really care about people being on their phones in the courtroom. And pretty much every case I was in, anybody in the room would have gotten thrown out of the case. I mean, a lawyer would have been thrown out of the case. Me and the peanut gallery would have been thrown out of the case. And so in a way, you're not just doing this thing that is incredibly insensitive. You're also doing the very thing you're telling other people not to do, which is so horrible about this. There are also, I think you're right to say, here's somebody who is elected and not appointed. But there are a lot of people who are becoming judges way too early in their careers, and they're just there for some ideological reason, and they've got a lifetime appointment, and so they're not beholden to any kind of code. And so the question of kind of how judges should act is something we need to keep paying attention to. And I guess the last thing I'm thinking has nothing to do with this, but I was on a flight last week, and they didn't serve the drinks on the flight because all the flight attendants were in the back, because now you can get wireless on an airplane really easy. And so people are kind of addicted to phones also in our society right now. And I kept thinking, man, what if something happens on this flight? Because all the flight attendants, God love them, they have a terrible job, hard jobs right now, really hard jobs. But everybody's on their phone all the time. And so the question of who shouldn't be on their phone is also just a really complicated question right now. And I think when we need many more rules on across the board.
Yeah, he's not lying. He is not lying, because it's all about your phones now. All about your phones. True.
And you definitely don't want that pilot on his phone, right? You definitely don't want that pilot of the plane on the phone.
They got autopilot. Yeah.
It causes distraction on everything. That's why you can go to a fast food restaurant or whatever, and you can never get your order right because everybody on their phones now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's getting worse with TikTok. I was talking to a girlfriend yesterday, and she told me her daughter was on TikTok for 14 hours straight. They have people on TikTok that go to sleep, wake up, and it's great. They want these points, and they'll open up pages, and people will stay in them. That's why you got it's a lot of verbiage. I haven't been on there, but I definitely got to check it out, because they're saying it's a lot of verbiage, especially in the Black community, where you'll get a bunch of Africans on there and they're disrespected, and vice versa. So you get people. It's sad how where I call it cyber fighting, cyber wars.
Right.
Okay. They get on there to call us nicknames. We call them names, and it's not going nowhere. And what it does is it dampens us to where we don't even have a code at all. You know what I'm saying? Not even a code in accordance of, hey, let's agree to disagree, or you know what I'm saying? It's the total, the tribal thing, I'm an African, I'll never be a slave, and how dare you guys, and y'all can't be like us, and vice versa. Then you get the mudslinging back where, oh, you guys, you still over there with flies on your belly, and so it's never a resolve. Yeah. Not to mention over here, people don't know what you are until you open your mouth. You give them dialogue, so you can see a Dominican person or African person and just thinking, okay, that's an African American. I dealt with it in high school. When I was in high school, okay, up in New York, the Dominicans had beef with the Blacks, okay, and my black butt, okay, to a lot of people, I look Dominican. So here it is. I didn't know people. This is a new school I was in, so I had beef with, to the point where I was bringing an axe to school allegedly. So these things could turn very deadly. That
was before metal detectors. That was in their school.
Come on now, MMC. I ain't that goddamn young, but no, they had metal detectors. But you know what you do? You get your girl to open that door on the side of the building, allegedly. Okay, there's a will, there's a way. Trust me. Yeah. All right.
Hey, you can't be dropping that stuff to these youngins that may
especially today. Yeah, please.
They taught me. I just said allegedly, but no. So come on, you guys never snuck. Come on now. My school was Okay, this is junior high school. I was right next to a White Castle. Shout out to White Castle. Okay, we would make orders. Okay, somebody would leave out through side, go get that order, come right back up in the classroom. Yeah. So
allegedly.
Allegedly my ass. Shit, that's when the burgers was still good. Okay, the White Castle was it's very suspect now, but yeah. And they called it murder burgers then too. But still, that's when that ice cream
At least
shake
twice a year we'll do that White Castle.
Was damn near frozen. Remember that ice cream shake you got from White Castle? You almost busted your brain trying to suck that in.
It took me more than 15 years to find out that you're supposed to use a spoon to eat that. I'm like, for real?
Yeah.
You're right. You sucking it. You have to let it melt a long time. Just use a spoon. There you go.
Shout out to White Castle. Yeah,
Yep.
he was definitely getting busy.
That
Busy
Birdie
in the
Pack.
day. You don't know about White Castle up in the D freeze?
Hell yeah, I know about White Castle.
Yeah.
We got them up. I live close to 2 White Castles. One going one way and one going another way.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but how foolish could you be? You know what I'm saying? Look at that damn thing. Like, come on now. You got people all around you and you up here. Yeah.
The jury's facing her, everything. Yep.
Well, he's a little bit higher when you go with the judge, you can't really.
Of course,
but
right.
You could see them. You could see them looking down, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I've been caught where it looks like they're looking at your case, but they could be looking at whatever, and it just showed they had a camera behind her. But when she didn't know about it and messed your career up,
now she could have possibly messed up her career.
Oh yeah, possibly my ass.
No,
she did.
She did definitely.
Tracy, you'll be a lawyer by the end of the month. Okay, she'll be in the law firm working. Okay, and that's what she deserved too.
Yeah,
that's exactly what she deserved. I feel no remorse for her.
Because like you said again, this was her first case. So if she was doing this for a while, then they would have to go back and look at other things. But this was the first case, so.
Yeah,
first and last.
Right. She had that party. Yeah, I'm a judge now. Yeah, take that one. You're gonna learn today, Tracy.
But I'll say this: if you look at a lot of things that have been going on, like the last year or so, and people are just walking by on their phones, and you have people, either cars out of control, people fighting in the street, people attacking each other, and you can see in these pictures and stuff, the person that they're not even paying attention. They got the headphones on and they're looking at their phone in the street walking. And I'm like, wow, you never know. The people have gotten so.
Yeah, that's what Big Freeze said. It's the chemtrails. They put the violent spray
it's
in
true.
there.
It's true.
Might be something in the food, right, Freeze? Right? Something in the food or something like that. You said. No?
You said say what?
I don't know. You said something about it's in the food. We getting crazy because the chemtrails. I don't know. You
cell phones.
Yeah,
right, with the cell phones.
Trying to scare me.
He's saying the chemtrails are causing people to be more on their phones.
I don't know about that.
Oh boy, I don't know about that either.
I don't know. Y'all better. Shit.
But it is true.
I got something I'm gonna send y'all. You just made me think about it right now.
And don't be sending none of that crazy shit to my motherfucking phone. I do not want the people knocking at my door thinking I'm with your crazy ass.
I don't have a phone. They can knock anytime they want. You good?
And that's the MFC. You can put on the watch list, man. You see the shit this crazy man sends me?
I'm good. There's nothing to hide. But
I already got people looking for my ass.
But see, look, at the end of the day,
videos.
This is control for each person. You have to realize when you should be on your phone and when you shouldn't be. When you're outside, especially the way the temperature is outside in today, okay, you got to be aware of your surroundings. So you playing around with your phone or whatever it was when you're walking, or even crossing the street, okay, you got to be aware.
Don't
and
you out the damn house.
Yeah.
See, grown ass men with
me.
flip flops on. Fuck you.
No, and that's why I look at the fact that look how many people you see on the subway stations. They're playing around with the phone. They drop their phone on the track, and they jump on the track to go get their phone. Meanwhile, you got to worry about getting up again before that train comes. You know, okay. Or some people have lost their life to go after their phone. So it's, you know, to me, it's like you're supposed to have control, and that's an individual person or whatever that, you know, when do you use it, when you don't use it. You know, like if you're driving, you're supposed to be concentrated on the road. You guys are all drivers, you know that. So if it's really a crazy call, you're supposed to pull over and then take the call, or either deal with it when you're at another place, right? But you guys see this all the time. You know, people are on the phones and they're not paying attention. You see someone, they're by themselves in the car, but they're arguing. So they're arguing with somebody, and you know.
Right,
so
right. I agree with you.
Right? You know.
Yeah, because I see people on their phones with their phones damn near up to their face while they driving, not paying no attention. I seen that last week. For that matter.
No, it's true.
Oh yeah.
And for you guys, that you guys are always driving somewhere and stuff like that. You could see the craziness more than the persons that don't drive, you know. And it's, you know, like look, like putting makeup on. There is no reason you should be putting makeup on driving. You're supposed to have that taken care of before you get in the car.
Exactly.
Okay? You know, I used to have a good friend.
It's a rough day sometimes, MFC. You know that.
I had a good friend from Alabama, and she would put her eyelashes on driving. Okay.
That's right.
And she never missed a beat. She's military. She never missed a beat. I was like, and then after that, she put her eyeliner on while she's driving. And I'm like, whoa. And she'd address her. She'd, you know, like if something was bothering her contact, it's driving. She would take her contact. And I'm like, these are things you either pull over or you do before you get in the car. You know, you make enough time, you know, I don't know. So I just know that when you're in the car and you're driving, you're supposed to be, your main focus is driving. You always have to be on defense because you don't know what's going on in that other person's car. You don't know if someone's brakes fail or they lost control or something, or, you know, they themselves passed out or whatever.
All right, MFC, could you say a prayer for the people before we get out of here, please?
Okay. Well, from Winning Cipher, I'd like to say everyone have a blessed day and keep it positive. And I'd also like to say a prayer as far as everyone, please be safe. God look after everyone in their travels as they leave and they go from either their home to their job or their home when running errands and things like that. And everybody gets back safely and everyone stays healthy. And as I always tell people, be very humble and thankful that you woke up this morning and you're still alive. And most importantly, always tell your loved ones and the people close to you in your life how you love them and how important they are to you, because you never know, a phone call and just talking to someone can lighten up that day for somebody. You know, we all have those crazy days. Okay, so again, please, everyone be safe out there. Enjoy your Thursday. And from Winning Cipher, please hit the like and subscribe button. And hey, peace and party on. Tomorrow's Friday. Woohoo!
Something big as B, Dr. J.O.Z., Bomb Legacy.
Call me the rap slayer, killing the weak whack bars. I'm that star plus a legend, crush a stomper with the rhythm. When you hear my roar, you gon' think I wrote the art of war. Sleep on me, and bet I put you on E. Don't get gassed on that empty tank, take them to the bank. My rank, dump and popped you. Easily I dropped you. One more than one might cop to a trade, nigga stop through. What it is now, really what it be, yo. I want a unique dime, not no schizo, you freeload. While I'm the Mac nigga, real rhyme rap nigga. Pull the trigger on them, without a blink, without a warning, you know know we swarming very humbly. Sting you like a bumblebee. Ow, don't make me wait, don't make me late. You wanna hate, I want them riches. Some hourglass, bad switches, coolie cool, foolish niggas don't get upset. I bomb the wacky ass raps you tried to bring on deck. Your whole swag can't compare to mine. See, I'm the sign of times. Until my death, oh, you can bet I'ma do them crimes. See, John's a Perry, you gon' always bring that lyrical. I dare you to test this and watch you get arrested. Locked into my terror dome, now you gon' know what's really on. Really on, really on, really on.
Yes, I'm one of the best. Yes, yes, I'm one of the best. Yes, yes, yes. I'm one of the best. Yes, 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 yes. I'm one of the best. This that real rap, chilly, chill, relax. Or you can get that, flip that like an acrobatic. Like my sister, all dramatic. You don't want no static. I leave you scared up in the attic with a mother Roger Rabbit. Real smooth, nothing to it. Overkill the competition, leave them lost up in the sauce while I'm eating in the kitchen. Let everybody know this that new rap edition. I got what you missing. This that bomb, man. Listen, get it, got it good like it ought to be. Treat me like a king. All these girls wanna spoil me. Crush them like the Cyber cause all Brooklyn, baby, keep it calm. Catch your breath, you wanna miss them steps. I'm so on fleek, skill level type unique. From Broadway to Bell Road, homie, watch me get it. You gotta want it, really hit it, respect the move. Time to pivot in the middle of the winter. My whole town so summer. Yes, I'm one of the best. Yes, yes, I'm one of the best. Yes, 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 I'm one of the best. Yes, 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 I'm one of the best.
SB, Dr. J.O.Z, Bomb Legacy.